Get ready for an explosive week 4 in fantasy football, where the quarterback rankings are set to ignite the gridiron. But here's the catch. It's not just about the big names. It's about the rising stars and the unexpected heroes who could make or break your fantasy team. The battle for air supremacy, a quarterback's paradise. In a league where passing is king, these signal callers are ready to showcase their skills and lead their teams to victory. From established veterans to young guns, the QB rankings for Week 4 are a thrilling mix of talent and strategy. Let's dive into the action and uncover the key matchups and storylines that will shape this week's fantasy landscape. Week 4 quarterback rankings. Josh Allen, Buffalo versus New England. Allen leads the pack with his dynamic playmaking ability. Can he outduel the Saints' defense and solidify his status as a fantasy powerhouse? Jalen Hurts, PHI at TB. After a thrilling comeback in Week 3, Hurts aims to prove it wasn't a fluke against the Buccaneers. Will he continue his aerial assault? Lamar Jackson, Bal at KC. The elusive Jackson takes on the Chiefs in a high-octane matchup. Can he outmaneuver their defense and keep the Ravens in the win column? Patrick Mahomes, KC versus Bal. Mahomes' arm and legs make him a dual-threat nightmare. Will he exploit the Ravens' weaknesses and showcase his MVP form? Justin Herbert, LAC at NYG. With a potent passing attack, Herbert looks to exploit the Giants' secondary. Can he lead the Chargers to victory and solidify his QB6 ranking? Jordan Love, GB at Dow. Love aims to bounce back after a tough outing. Will he find success against the Cowboys' porous defense and silence his critics? Drake Maye, NE versus Carr. Maye has shown improvement, but can he continue his ascent against the Panthers? This game could be a turning point for both teams. Caleb Williams, CHI at LV. Williams takes on the Raiders in a tough road test. Can he build on his fantasy success and lead the Bears to an upset? Daniel Jones, IND at La. Jones has been on fire, but can he keep it up against the Rams' stout defense? This game could be a true test of his skills. Brock Purdy versus Jack. Purdy steps up in the absence of injuries. Can he lead the 49ers to victory and solidify his spot as a reliable fantasy starter? And there's more. Check out the full rankings for running backs, receivers, tight ends, kickers, and defense at NBC Sports. https www.nbcsports.com/fantasy football new/fantasy football rankings RB. Controversial take, the rise of the brutalist NFL. In a controversial trend, some teams are adopting a brutalist approach, throwing the ball only when absolutely necessary. While it may seem counterintuitive, the Eagles' success in Week 3 raises questions. Is this a sustainable strategy? Or will it backfire against more pass-friendly defenses? Injury watch. Jaden Daniels' status. Jaden Daniels' knee injury has fantasy managers on edge. With the Commanders winning without him, should we expect a cautious approach against the Falcons? If Daniels sits, Marcus Mariota steps in. But can he deliver the goods? The rise of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has quietly climbed to QB6. And his aerial assault shows no signs of slowing down. With Najee Harris out, the Bolts' passing game takes center stage. Can Herbert exploit the Giants' weaknesses and solidify his status as a fantasy stud? Dak Prescott's challenge without CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott faces an uphill battle against the Packers' elite defense. Can he find success and prove his worth as a fantasy starter? Patrick Mahomes' ground game. Mahomes' fantasy production relies on his legs as much as his arm. With his rushing output drying up in Week 3, can he rediscover his dual-threat prowess and lead the Chiefs to victory? Jordan Love's redemption. After a disappointing Week 3, Jordan Love aims to bounce back against the Cowboys' struggling defense. Can he find his rhythm and silence the doubters? Jared Goff's homecoming. Jared Goff returns home after a quiet road performance. Can he replicate the Lions' offensive success against the Browns' defense? Will he be a reliable fantasy starter or a liability? Drake Maye's rebound. Drake Maye has rebounded from a dreadful week 1, finishing as QB4 and QB7 in the subsequent games. Can he continue his ascent and lead the Panthers to victory? This game could be a true test of his abilities. Caleb Williams' road test. Caleb Williams takes on the Raiders in a challenging road game. Can he maintain his fantasy production and lead the Bears to a win? Daniel Jones's hot streak. Daniel Jones has been on fire, but can he keep it up against the Rams' pass defense? This game could be a make or break moment for his fantasy value. Brock Purdy's shoulder injury. Brock Purdy's shoulder injury has fantasy managers concerned. With Mac Jones filling in, can the 49ers offense maintain its functionality? Baker Mayfield's tough week. Baker Mayfield has been solid, but week 4 brings a tough matchup against the Eagles. With Mike Evans sidelined, can he lead the Bucs to victory and maintain his top 12 status? Kyler Murray's disappointing start. Kyler Murray has struggled, and a short week matchup against the Seahawks' buzzsaw defense doesn't bode well. Can he turn it around and regain his fantasy relevance? Trevor Lawrence's struggles. Trevor Lawrence has yet to find his groove, and a road game against the 49ers presents a tough challenge. Can he finally get something going and silence his critics? Bo Nix's fantasy woes. Bo Nix has struggled, and a matchup against the Bengals' defense could be his undoing. Can he find his fantasy floor and ceiling and avoid becoming a bust? Carson Wentz's improvement. Carson Wentz looked better than expected in week 4, but can he maintain his form against the Steelers' tough defense? Will he become a reliable streamer option? Stay tuned for all the latest NFL news and updates at RotoWorld's Player News, or follow at RotoWorldFB and at RotoPat on Twitter, Blue Sky. And this is the part most people miss. Fantasy football is about more than just the rankings. It's about the stories, the strategies, and the unexpected twists that make it a thrilling journey. So, are you ready to embrace the unpredictability and write your own fantasy football narrative? Let the games begin.